Hello Stitchy friends, welcome or welcome back if you are a returning viewer. I am Sen. This is my little place on the internet about everything cross-stitch, where I show you my frequent progress or non-progress, depending on all of my cross-stitch projects. It is not Sunday. As last video I said I wanted to go back to filming on Sundays regularly, but I did figure out that Sunday might not be the best filming day for me because I'm usually busy on Sundays with something, and my friend that I live with has time off on Saturdays and Sundays, so we tend to do stuff together when we can. And so yeah, it is Monday morning. It is the 28th of July. So I decided what better time if I can't do it Sundays than to film my videos on Monday morning before work. So here we are. This one should be a little shorter than last week's video. So, because obviously in 1 week you can't do that much. Well, some of us can. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I have worked on a few projects, so let's see what I managed to do in this past week. So first off, and if I look to the side, I have like a little list here where I put down some notes, and all of my projects are over here. I did say last week that I had 2 projects that I had the intention of doing like a 1 strand a day type of situation. I did not do 1 strand a day, but I tried. So there was like 1 or 2 days where I didn't touch them, but other than that, I did the 1 strand a day situation. So they did get some progress. This is the first one, and I will put a picture of, let's put it here. No, there's better. I'm still figuring out the lighting situation. So this is where it's now. I will put a picture of where it was last time. I think I filled in the little bit that was left here and then went to work on filling in this background. So this is like background. There is a little bit of white in there, like these little lightning bolts here, and all of this part here is gonna be black. So just a little bit left. I think it's in total 3,000 stitches left. So this is this one. The other one, let me put this one away, back on the pile. And I think we will hear some noise because my cats are doing some nonsense. They might start fighting in a moment. The other one that I wanted to do 1 strand a day. Well, in all honesty, I wanted it finished by the end of the month. It's not gonna happen. Is this one. And I did finish all the white in the little rowboats here. What did I? No, there's a little bit of white left that needs to be put in this boat here. As you can see, there is a little bit of white left to do here. And I did finish this little jellyfish other than the white that needs to be in here, and went a little bit over to this. So this is my sea life sampler. Also, yeah, the previous pattern was one that I made that is not available. This one will be available on my Patreon starting August. And this is also like the first one that I do not have a finished model for, because my other Patreon charts so far were much smaller. They were all around 1,000 to 2,000 max stitches. This one is about 7,500. So I thought I could finish it in a month like I did the others. I can't. I mean, I could probably if I had stitched only on this every day, but I didn't. I have other projects that I love that I want to stitch on, not only my own. So this next month's Patreon will have to live with a mock-up picture, unfortunately. But yeah, this will be available then if anyone wants it. I will probably show it a few more times because I want to keep up doing like the 1 strand a day on these 2. So then I get this finished eventually. Yes, it's cute and I want it done and possibly hang it up in my bathroom. Wow, I'm throwing stuff, don't mind me. Next one that I worked on. Let's start with the actual whips, and I did forget to grab it. Hold on a moment. Here we are again. So, this one I did show in my whip parade, but that's the only time I showed it so far. So I started that sometime late last year. Let me see if I can best hold it. This is where it's at. And I am going to put a picture of where it was in my whip parade. And yes, this entire picture is in these colors. Let me see if I can change the lighting a bit. Is this better? I think this is better. This entire picture is going to be in these colors. And I will show you a picture of what it will look like when it's finished. This is about half the width of the project. And I have changed, well, I started this 1/1 full cross on this 28 count. And I have recently changed it to 10 stitch. And usually I do my 10 stitches in a particular way. And for this one, because it used to be full cross, I am doing my half stitches, my 10 stitches in the other direction. So I remember there's like this little arrow over here. So I'm doing the exact opposite of what I usually do. I'm not, the light is really, what if I turn this one off? Let's see if that's better. Come on, turn off. Not really, is it? It just makes it darker. Maybe I should go back to top-down filming. Let's see if I'll put this further up. Lighting is a challenge. Put my headphones out of the way. In this house. Maybe it will change whenever I finally get to move out of here and get a real studio. But yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make this any better, I'm afraid. Where was I? Now I lost my train of thought. Anyway, this is where this is at. Other side. And yeah, this has lines, but you can only see them with the right lighting, and I hope that they will disappear when I wash and iron it eventually when it's done. Speaking of, let me show you what it looks like when it's done. As soon as I have managed to fold this back up. But yeah, what I was getting at, since I changed the direction of my 10 stitches, could you see where I changed the 10 stitch? Let me know. This is what it's gonna look like when it's finished. This is just still a working title, that's not what it's called. I did put this into my shop by now, so if you like it, you can get it. It has like 30 something colors, all of them are like these beige colors. And I like this very much. And I will continue doing it. This is my Friday stitch, because it was originally done as a Dungeons and Dragons inspired piece from my Friday party, which is still ongoing. So I do try to stitch on this every Friday. Next, I have worked on a fairly recent restart, so I'm not gonna show you what it looked like before picture, because there is none. This is where this one's at. This is also 1/1. I restarted it because I did not like I liked the fabric that I started it on, but I did start it on the linen with 10 stitch 2/1. And when I started it, I didn't know what I was doing. And I quickly figured out that the linen was not like a very good fabric to stitch a full coverage on. So this is a restart. 1/1 on, I don't know, probably 20 something count. 22 maybe. I don't think it's 25, it's too big for that. But I like the coverage it has. It's dense enough. I haven't gotten into any real dark colors, so we will see how that goes. And yeah, let me see if I have a picture of what this will look like finished, so I can show you. And also you can see I'm doing like this weird mix between parking and cross-country by strand. Like picking one color and then stitching it cross-country until I'm done, and then picking the next color whenever I feel like. And sometimes then I change back to parking, and then I don't like the parking and go back to picking a strand and finishing it. And I'm a little weird like that. And I think one of my cats is scratching on my bed. It's not supposed to do that. He doesn't care. Let's see. This is what it will look like finished. And I am in this top corner here. Just this tippy top corner. All the way up here, getting into the first dragonfly. This is by Artisy. Artwork from Elena Vladikina. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But yeah, this is one of my oldest patterns. And yeah, I just had to restart it because eventually I do want this finished and on my wall. This is for the, oh no, I have another restart. And this is also fairly recent because I restarted it last week, because we're talking about last week. This one is the Owl Forest Treasure Island cell. This one I restarted because I did not like the fabric and the coverage I did decide on. It was like also, I believe, an 18 count or 60, no, an 18, probably an 18 count or 20 count, and I did started 2/1 in full cross, and I liked it at first, but it was one of those situations where it started like warping the fabric because it was too thick and too dense. And yeah, it was also like a piece of fabric I just had, and it wasn't really much of a parchment, old parchment type of look. And I, as I showed last week, I got my hands on this massive piece of beige, like a dark brownish hardanger, and so I restarted it on that. And I love how small and dainty it is on this fabric, because I am stitching it 1/1, and this is where I'm at. I did go around with the frame to see how big it is gonna be. Let me fold it so you can see my like actual progress. I am mainly at the house, like at the inn, in the top corner. Just the little tiny, let's see, there we go, the roof of the inn and the first part of the frame. That's where this one's at. And I think like this fabric with the very subtle mottling of the print, because this is printed, the other side is just solid color, is a better choice for this one than the one that I originally had. And this is gonna be the whole size of it, just small and cute, but fairly large with the tiny stitches, as you can see. And I went all the way down with the frame here, first blue, then yellow, and then over here, so you can barely see it because it's the yellowish orange part of the frame. But I love this a lot more than I did my first attempt, so this is gonna get continued. And now let me put it away though. Where did I put it? There. Just in front of me, and I'm not seeing it. Next up, there is 2 new starts, like completely new starts. This has been a week of new starts, like you probably saw in the title. It's a pattern that I did show you as a quote-unquote haul last week. The Flower Shop by Pocket Mama Shop. I have started this. I do not have all the colors for it yet, so my start looks a little weird and all over the place. But regardless, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I am stitching this 2/1 on what I would suspect to be an 18 count. And this is where I'm at. Just a small start. Not too much done on this yet. Starting on the door. Oops. And the roof and a little bit of the flowers on the side. Only tiny start. I worked on this for 1 day, so that is where this is at. I mean, I've worked on all of the patterns that I've showed you, and then I will show you. I think we have one more for 1 day, and of course like the 1 strand a day for the whole week where I actually did that. So now we have a larger new start. This is also a pattern that I charted from my own art that I modified slightly so I could actually make it into a cross stitch. Originally this does not have like a fully colored background, so I gave it one. And I made it green because I love green. And I will stitch this for a bit to see how it will look like actually when I do stitch. And then I will eventually put it in my shop. So this one. My own characters, my own art, and my own chart. Let's see where we are with this. I think I worked on it for 1 day, like a full day. Either last Sunday, I would have to check because I don't always remember what day I worked on what. This is 2/110 on a 28 count, my favorite. This is where this is at. It has about about 1,000 stitches, a little over 1,000 stitches in it. And I think it's slightly up below 1% done. That's what this is at. Just the top corner, the trees, the tree coming in white, and a bit of the background. And all of these colors, the entire colors, I think, how many colors did I give it? About 50, 56, and all of them are greens. Let's hold it further away. I love it already. I think it looks amazing. As much as you can see from it, where it's at. Let me try to put it a little closer. Close doesn't look weird with the lighting, unfortunately. But if you look at it from afar, I love this one. I will keep doing this. Maybe I'm gonna make it a Sunday stitch and just work on it every Sunday. But then again, I do want to work on a lot of other projects. And I already have like the Friday stitch that I work on every Friday. So we will see. But that was all of the projects that I worked on this past week. For plans for this week, seeing as it is Monday and the week is starting. So what am I going to work on this week? I will continue with the 1 strand a day for those 2 projects where I manage to remember, because sometimes I just don't, and there are like 1 or 2 days maybe that I just don't feel like it, and I'm not forcing myself to do anything. Plans in hobbies are made to be broken, I believe, sometimes, at least, where they do not involve other people that count on you, of course. Other than that, I will this week choose for like every day a different one of my dragon patterns. And I have a lot. So this week I will be stitching on dragons apart from the regular, and yeah, we will see where that gets me by the end of the week. There might be a fewer projects worked on because there is a convention coming up on Saturday and Sunday, so I will possibly not be able to stitch Saturday and Sunday. Maybe I will in the evening, that depends on when we get home. After market days and how tired I'm gonna be and how late it's gonna be, all those shenanigans, because convention days are usually like these insanely long work days for me. And other than that, I do of course still have preparation work to do over the week for the convention, so there might not be that much stitching. But I will do my best to still give you an update next Monday, and I will possibly even insert some pictures of the convention. It is a fantasy convention. It's an outdoor event, so please cross your fingers for me that there will not be torrential rain. We do have a little bit of rain in the forecast in the mornings, so that will affect us when setting up. But it should hopefully not affect the event itself too much. Not that the rain while setting up is desirable, because we are outside and we need to set up as soon as we have set up a pavilion. It won't be like that bad if it rains, but we are on a field, on a grassy field. So if that's completely soaked, then that's not fun. At least this time we will be slightly further up. It has a little downward slope. It's barely noticeable, but last year we were at the bottom and there was like this massive puddle right in front of our pavilion. That wasn't too great, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully the forecast will change for the weekend and there's not going to be any rain. I doubt, but as long as it doesn't get worse than we currently have in the forecast, it should be fine. So yeah, I will show pictures next week, hopefully, and some more stitching. Until then, I hope you had a good stitchy time watching and enjoyed my progress. I will now go edit this video and insert all the pictures, all the before pictures and everything. And I will hopefully see you again next week. Bye bye!